Hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this video we are going to be making a crayon rubbing mandala. To do this project you are going to need some crayons, you are going to need paper, you are going to need something to rub, so you can use a popsicle stick, but I like to use a marker. You don't need a tracer, but if you have a plate that's about the same size as your paper, it's going to make that circle a lot easier. And then you are going to need some scissors to cut out your circle. So what you're going to end up with is going to be a mandala that follows some radial symmetry around our middle point. The first step to do this is with your paper, either draw a circle or use your tracer like I am. I'm using this plate because it is a great circle shape. And then if I were you, I would trace it in crayon or maybe a pencil, but so you can see my lines, I am going to trace mine in marker. So the plate is nice and heavy, so it's not going to move on you. And you're just going to carefully trace that shape. Now if you don't have scissors, you can still do the project with it just on the rectangle paper, but it will make it a bit harder. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out my circle. If at any time I go too fast, you can always pause the video. Alrighty, now don't worry about making it super perfect. I kind of cut this edge a little bit. It will still work. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your circle and you're going to want to fold it in half. I like to slide my edges over till they meet, hold it with my finger, come down, slide this way, and slide this way. Then you're going to open that back up, and you're going to do it again this way. So again, go right until those edges just about touch, slide down, slide over, and slide over. And again, doesn't have to be super perfect. You can always trim later. Alright, so I have gotten my spaces. You are going to design your shape using 1/4 of the circle. So that's just one section. Then we're going to rub and press the crayon into our other sections, and I will show you how to do that. Now, if you are using crayons for this, the darker crayons work better. You can still use lighter colors like the green here that I did in this circle, but it's a lot harder to see them. So you're gonna kind of have to be very gentle on yourself and just kind of work with it the best that you can. So I'm going to do a lot of mine with some dark crayons just so you can see how much easier it goes on with dark crayons. You can even do the whole thing with a black crayon, and then if you want it to be colorful like this one, you can trace it by holding it up to a window by putting this, pretend this one was all in black, put your paper on top, and if you hold it up to the light, you can kind of be able to see through it. However, I'm going to do it with a bunch of colors so you can see to do it that way. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to practice different types of line and shapes into one of the sections. So I'm going to go kind of quick, but again, you can always pause if I go too fast. Alright, I'm going to do an arch there. Then I'm going to do some lines, some straight lines, some diagonal lines. And then I'm going to take a curved line or a wavy line and maybe a zigzag line. And I'm going to end this one with some open dots. Now you will be able to go in and color it some more later, and I will show you what I mean by that, but I'm going to keep it simple for this video. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to fold it on over, hold it with your helper hand, and then take your presser. So I'm using a marker, but you can also use a popsicle stick or something else that's similarly shaped. Markers work great because you can roll them and press them out. Now when I put my crayon down, I push down hard. And same thing with my presser, as I am pressing down hard over it so I can see it on the other side. And you can kind of peek as you go about where you need more pressure. So you can see that a lot of my dark ones came out really easily, but then I'm going to, after doing a bit of this motion, I'm going to switch and I'm going to use it kind of like a pencil, and I'm going to press down right on top of all of these lines that I see. And then when I open it up, then you can really start to see the shape. Now it looks faint. It's called a ghost print. So you're not going to really see the lines super well. And that's okay, because then you take those same crayons that you used and you just go right on top of them, trace them. So the ghost print is kind of like guidelines for you then to go right on top of. And get my orange. And then last. Now it's okay if you don't match the shapes exactly. They will be in the same spaces, so they will still look good. All right, so then the last step is to do that again, except now you have half of the circle done. So you are going to fold it in half this way. Again, take your helper hand to hold the part you're not rolling so it doesn't move on you. And you are going to go ahead and roll over here, pushing down nice and hard. So how hard you push is really key in this project. Pushing hard while you are smushing the crayon together, as well as when you're drawing it. So when I was drawing my circles, I was pushing down hard. So you get your basic print down by rolling it, but then pick it up like a pencil and go on top of all of those lines. And you can always peek to see how you're doing. Now remember, our lines aren't going to pop super well. They're still going to be that ghost print look. So don't worry, they're just kind of guidelines, like I said, and you'll be able to trace over them. Alright, so maybe I can use a little bit more on the circles on this side. Alright, so I think my lines are there enough that I will be able to see them. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting in my circles. Take my orange. Blue. Inside blue. And then my black lines. So you can kind of see how they popped out exactly as if they were looked at in a mirror. Very symmetrical. Alright, so the last thing is you can either keep it just like these ones, they're just nice and white backgrounds, or you can go in with your crayons and kind of use it like a coloring book and color in all your spots. Remember though, whatever you color for the one over here should be the one over here. If that's confusing, it just helps to color them all the same color. Alright, and if you wanted to color more, you can keep going, or you can just leave it once you're happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Happy creating!